changes. The seasons are changing, the leaves are changing colors, and we're coming to the end of our first quarter of homeschooling, which means it's time for changes in our homeschooling. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the changes we're making, because this is the time of year that most homeschooling families have changes, whether it's in their curriculum and their scheduling, any of those things, because it's that time where the honeymoon phase is over. It's the time where the summer homeschool planning mom that had high expectations and everything perfectly planned hits the reality and where the rubber meets the road, and things kind of even out. Some things work great, other things need to be gotten rid of, and some things just need to be adapted. So today we're going to be talking about some of the things that are going fantastic in our homeschooling, like better than I expected, and some big changes that we have happening this year. And guys, you're going to want to stick around because even I didn't see this one coming on it. So let's get started. So let's start with what is going exceptionally well. Honestly, a lot of the curriculum that we're using is things we've used in years past and have always enjoyed and loved. Things like Apologia and Story of the World, teaching textbooks, all of those things we're doing, and they're going fantastic. But what are some of the things that are going better than they've ever gone before, that are brand new to our homeschool year, that are going really well? So I want to share just a few of those with you. The first one is World Watch News. Guys, I've done a whole video on this. If you guys have watched my Instagram, you guys have seen me talk about it a lot. But World Watch News is a fantastic resource for sharing with your kids real world news, but kid appropriate and from a biblical worldview. We watch it every single morning as part of our morning basket time, and it has led to so many amazing conversations with my kids. They enjoy the story and the content, even though it's designed for more middle school and high school. My kids are having zero problems following along, and it has opened up so many amazing new conversations about really important topics. My kids are understanding better how the presidential election works and how things work in that sense, but also what's going on outside of the US. I want them to have a bigger scope of that. If you want to know more about that resource, be sure to check out the video up above in the iCards or down below. But just let me say, it has been a huge favorite. And even on the days where we might take a day off of school, it's something that still always ends up on the agenda because they love it that much. Number two that has gone really well is our Fun Fridays. So we've been doing Fun Fridays for years, where we do 4 days of schooling, traditional bookwork, and then one day at the end of the week that's for fun learning. It's still a school day, but we just set aside all the typical school books and have more hands-on fun looking at some of those extracurriculars that we don't get to. I've also done a video kind of sharing with you guys the plan of what we do, and I'm hoping here in November to have a video, more of a day in the life type thing, of showing you guys one of our Fun Fridays in action. If you guys want to see that, be sure to drop that down in the comments and let me know. But that has gone exceptionally well. In the past, I've had high hopes and high plans. Summer planning mom kicks in and I have all these great ideas, but then when the reality sinks in, I can barely get any of it done. And instead this year, I felt like I did a good job of actually figuring out what expectations were realistic and finding ways to make it work for us and our family. So we are really enjoying our Fun Friday time and getting to cycle through different learning opportunities. And I feel like it's done in such a way that it's realistic, right? Which is the really big key. I find that that's usually the problem between my planning mom and the reality, is that my plans are not realistic and they don't take into consideration that at the end of the week, I'm gonna be exhausted. So everything is kind of pre-prepped and pre-done for me. And I love that about our Fun Friday. So that's gone exceptionally well. The third thing that is going really well for our homeschooling is we ran in, because of the coronavirus and everything that's going on in the world, we ran into a lot of issues with field trips and figuring out how to make field trips work in this crazy busy time. In the past, we've always done a field trip co-op where a group of moms, we get together once a month and we take a field trip once a month. It's been fantastic learning exercise, but due to restrictions and wanting to keep our family safe and others safe, we haven't been able to do that. But we really, really look forward to those times. So this year we decided to try something a little bit different. And we are actually taking family trips once a month. And we have gotten the opportunity, we set aside 1 week in a month to take a day trip as a family to do some outdoor activity and learn more about the state we live in. So we live in Kansas, and so we're enjoying going to these little small podunk towns that have all this amazing history and getting to see some of the fun, quirky things that are going on there. And so we've gotten to go to Atchison, Kansas and see the birthplace of Amelia Earhart and her Forest of Friendship. We've gotten to go to Little Jerusalem or the Badlands of Kansas and get to explore these amazing structures. We go and we have the opportunity to explore as a family and grow together. And it's actually something that has become a huge favorite of my husband's and myself, but also our kids. And so I think this will be something that sticks around even far after the coronavirus is over. All of that to say, those experiences, the coronavirus has caused us to have to think differently about it, but has been really, really, really positive. Okay, so those are 3 of the things that are going exceptionally well, but understand that there are a lot of things, the day-to-day stuff that's going well. We're loving our morning basket time, kind of our routines that we've got in place. We've had a really good time with how we have things organized. We haven't had to change a bunch of things that way, but please know this is not my first year homeschooling. I am a second generation homeschool mom, and I have been homeschooling myself for many years now, 6 years now? And so I have taken time over the years to perfect the process. It's not perfect, but it works for us right now. And also, I will say that it will change next year and even maybe later on this year. So be open to the changes that come through your homeschooling. Okay, so now let's get to the nitty-gritty. What's not working? What are we changing? Because I know you guys want to hear about this, because I have gotten flooded, inundated since I kind of hinted at this in a video that I did last week or maybe 2 weeks ago about when do you need to decide to change your homeschool curriculum? When's it time to persevere and when's it time to pitch it? I kind of hinted at this, and I've had so many comments and Facebook messages and Instagram DMs and all these things, people wanting to know, are you guys sticking with Happy Cheetah Reading? Everybody wants to know. And there are a lot of people who are just really invested in this. This is a reading program that I have shared over and over and over again in my YouTube channel, and they want to know, did we bail on it? So let's talk about that. So the answer is, drumroll please, we have set aside Happy Cheetah Reading. But before you freak out because you just watched all my videos and you just purchased it, or you just watched all my videos and you were highly considering purchasing it, please calm down, take a deep breath. We did not stop doing this program because it was not a good program. We did not even stop doing this program because it wasn't working for us. It actually is working beautifully, and I would still 100% put my seal of approval on it. I do not get paid to promote Happy Cheetah Reading. It's not an affiliate program I'm with. I get no benefit whatsoever for telling you guys it's a great reading program. So please know that's not the reason why I'm saying this. It actually was working wonderfully. It just so happened we got an offer we couldn't refuse. And that is really the reason why we switched. So we have suspected for a long time that some of my kids might struggle with dyslexia. We've had reading struggles for years and years. Lots of tears, lots of struggles, lots of curriculum changes, trying to go from different methods, teaching in different ways, and we've never been able to kind of just nail down the problem. So we have suspected that dyslexia has been an issue. We recently got my kids screened for dyslexia, and while they can't officially diagnose, they can let you know their professional opinion. And it does appear that my kids, 3 of my 4 older kids, actually have dyslexia, and my oldest son, who has had the most struggles, appears to be severely dyslexic, which is no surprise to us whatsoever. And actually in some ways kind of encouraging just to have an idea of where to go next and what's going on. I wasn't sure if it was my problem or the curriculum problem or what, of why he wasn't getting it. So we had a friend who has been highly trained in working with kids with dyslexia, who is licensed to be able to do the screenings and to do tutoring. And she came at the perfect time. We've been praying and praying and praying, asking God for a solution that we could help our kids better, because I felt like I wasn't equipping them well enough. And at that very moment, God brought in Brianna Corsi. She reached out to me and said, Katie, I would love to work with your kids. And she offered us a deal that we could not afford to not do, right? It was in our budget. It was something we could do. And we decided to take up and having our children professionally tutored 3 days a week. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, she now comes over to our house and does a 1-hour tutoring session with my oldest son and with my oldest daughter, and is working with them through a special program that she has been trained in implementing to help them reading, writing, grammar, spelling, all of your language arts aspects are covered in this. So while it is an investment of time and resources, it is something where it eliminates all those other subjects. So we're actually not only ditching Happy Tutor Reading, we're ditching IEW and Grammar Galaxy and All About Spelling and all of these other programs, none of which are because they were not working. They were actually working well for us, but the opportunity to get somebody else, fresh eyes, to come in on the situation, work with our kids, come alongside them and help them in a way that was budget friendly to us was too much to resist. Now, this woman is fantastic, and she has such a heart for helping homeschool moms and doing it in a way that can work for them and their families. So I am going to drop down in the comments, if you guys are in the Wichita, Kansas greater area, I want you guys, if you want screenings for your kids for dyslexia or need a tutor, to contact her. And I'm going to drop her contact information with her permission down below. And I would love for you guys to reach out to her because I cannot say enough good things about her. She has truly been a godsend to us. She also is really well networked with a bunch of other amazing tutors and helpers who, if she can't work with your schedule or you need something more online based, because maybe you are not in the Wichita area and you are looking for somebody, she is an amazing woman. And I want to tell you guys that she can help you too. So be sure to go check her out in the description down below and in the pinned comment. All that being said, because of this ginormous change we have made, we have pitched a bunch of different curriculum, and we are now working with this tutor on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And so what this means is our school day has had to shift and change a little bit. I'm actually going to be doing a video next week on a day in the life, kind of talking through our school routine and what it looks like, showing you guys, taking you along with us as we do a school day. This means that instead of getting our work kind of done and piecing it all throughout the day, we need to get all of our work done between breakfast and lunch because she comes right after lunch. It's been a huge change and really positive in the sense that when she's done at 2 o'clock, we're done. And we get to just enjoy the freedom of our day. It's giving us more time back with each other, with our family, because of all of the needs and having to work one-on-one with each of my struggling learners. I was being spread really thin and school was going longer, not because the amount of work they had took long, but I just had to work one-on-one with them in a way, in a much more intense way than normally would have been expected. So we are now kind of condensing our schedule. It does help that we're not doing all this language arts with my older ones. What we are doing has been awesome because while she is tutoring and working with my 2 older kids, I have been able to incorporate her 2 youngest kids in with my 2 youngest learners. And we've been going through and working on reading skills and all sorts of fun stuff there. So I get to do something I really enjoy and love doing. I get to teach and work with them. This is something I really enjoyed getting to do. So I am working with the littles downstairs while she is tutoring the 2 older ones. And it has just been a really, really unique and interesting change, but very, very, very positive overall. We've had to move our science and our history, instead of doing them in the afternoons, to our morning basket time. We still alternate science one day, history the next day, but we're just making our morning basket time a little bit longer. It's closer to like an hour and 20-ish minutes instead of an hour. And that's been gone really, really well. And we're liking that a lot. So overall, I would say this semester has been a huge success. It has been full of a lot of changes, and it definitely is still going to take some getting used to for sure, but all very positive. And I would want to encourage you guys, just if you can take one word of encouragement or advice from the situation, if you are stuck in a situation educationally with your kids where you feel like you have hit a wall and there are more bad days than there are good, I want to encourage you to take that to the Lord, to pray about it. Even if you feel like there is no way you could afford outside help or that you don't know who to go to or these things, I would encourage you to take it to him and pray about it because he cares. He cares about your kids. We talk about all the time that as homeschool moms, we care the most for our kids, which is why we are the best parents, but God cares even more than we do. So take it to him, and you never know how he will use that and answer those prayers in ways that maybe are outside of the box of the way you're thinking, because I had never thought of this kind of solution for this problem. So I'm very thankful for that. Be sure to check out, to contact Brianna if you need help with your kids with dyslexia. I would be very, very appreciative of that. If you guys would check, I would be very thrilled for you guys to work with her because she is amazing. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And for those who have bought Happy Cheetah Reading or are thinking about it, I promise you are still in good hands with a good, solid program. And you guys will hopefully enjoy it just as much as our family has. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.